Hello and welcome back to A Step by a Step. Today I got a special Halloween themed one for you guys, and that is a pumpkin patch map for you guys for D&D. It's just a little pumpkin patch and on a farmstead. So let's get right into it. So I'm setting up the map right now. I usually do the grids and then I fill in all the earth there because we're not doing any like water or anything in this pumpkin patch. We are looking for the tilled earth or tilled land. We go with this one, and we're gonna go with yeah, that's pretty good. We're gonna do this whole section here because pumpkin patches are huge. They usually do that just because you can get a lot of fruits from pumpkin patches or vegetables, whatever they happen to be. I'm not that smart. Anyway, we will go ahead and put that in there, and then what we'll get is, I think we'll find some fences, and we'll do the rope fences because they're pretty good. They look very rustic, and they kind of look like they would be on a farm. So we go ahead and put some rope fences down. We put a little opening for the farmhand to get in there, and then we just follow it down, and then we shorten it up, and there we go. So now we need the pumpkins. So they got we got vines, and then we got the pumpkins. Currently we're kind of like darkening the dirt as if it was recently watered or wet, and you kind of do lines because that's how they water them, is in lines. So you do just straight lines all the way down, and we'll do the pumpkins here soon, but we will kind of darken up this dirt a little bit. But you also want like dry patches, so it is okay to have those little patches of dry patch dirt. And then we will go ahead and grab the vines, and I like to use these vines when it comes to like plants, and we'll twist them around. And what you can do is you can kind of put them in a certain way. Those are a little small, but they'll work for now. We will grab the pumpkins, and I can't really end up like not finding them, so I just put it in there, and sure enough, there they are. So we'll go ahead and grab a variety of different scaled pumpkins. So I wanted like the pumpkins to be in the middle because I thought that was how pumpkins were, but that's not. They grow on the vine from the flowers that bloom. So we'll grab that, and what you can do is you can create a group, and we're gonna call it pumpkin plant. And then what you can do with that group is move it around and resize it, and of course duplicate it. So obviously we're gonna duplicate them multiple times for the big giant pumpkin patch. As you can see, I am just duplicating these over and over. We're gonna do different orientations for them and kind of set them apart, like flip them. If you see there, I just flipped it, and then we're gonna flip that one over, just because every plant should be different. Then we'll put these over here, and then we're just kind of filling it in. It's not too bad. 2x speed, just, you know, I'm just kind of taking my time, honestly, to kind of like make them level and make them interactable. Because if you have them on the side of your maps or at the border of your maps, most of the time your players don't go to the border of your maps. At least in my experience, they don't. So here we're doing the farmstead. We're gonna go ahead and grab that wood that we used in, I think, the woodworker's barn, except we're not resizing it. We're gonna leave it pretty big, honestly. And then we will grab the grass to get in the back, and we're gonna extend it a little, give it some character, and then we're gonna do the walls. Of course, we're gonna have them be made out of wood, and we're gonna grab the wood here. There's a lot of different things. You can, like I say all the time, you can get very lost in the amount of assets that Inkarnate has. So we're just putting down all the things here, all the walls, and we're doing different sections for the walls because I ended up really liking the end corners, and they didn't end on the corners. There is a setting that you can do on the walls that put the end corners there, but I decided to just do multiple walls, which again is not a big deal if you choose to do so. Like I said before, it's kind of the default back before they had that tool, is you had multiple walls. Here I'm adding some windows, and we're gonna add some curtains to those a little later. I don't usually work with curtains other than for like tents and the like, which is kind of funny, as I do plenty of windows but no curtains. But this time we went with the curtains. We're also doing a door, and I figured that the wall is very thick. You don't want to resize it by that because that's the wrong way. So you just scale it down on the stroke stamp scale, and then it will resize for you. Here I'm transforming the wooden door to fit this little area. Again, that's 5 feet. That's the size of a normal door. I hate that because most of my players sometimes don't even see the door. So I have to really emphasize that, hey, there's a door there. And usually by doing a double door, you can do that. But not every place has double doors. Not every house has a double door. Here you can see me put in the not the chimney, but the fireplace. We're gonna go with the middle. That makes sense. A cabin would have the middle of it be the kind of the central part that heats the whole house. And then we'll go ahead and lock everything so that we don't mess around with like certain things. Here we're gonna add a table, and I end up putting this like right in front of this window here. Have it be a little like seating area. We went with this table. I was like, it kind of makes sense that they'd have a table there. But then later on, I'm like, wait, where's their bed? Like, where do they sleep? So I got rid of the table and put a bed there and like a nightstand or something like that. But anyway, we will go ahead and add that. We're gonna add some storage, because every farmhouse has storage of crates of dried goods, essentially, of tools and stuff like that, or any like things to sell too, or just storage. Some barrels full of, again, whatever you wish. And then we'll add a small chest as well for like valuables, I guess, or something like that. Again, you can really like let your imagination go wild with the decorating. Here I made a makeshift like kind of bar L-shaped table with 2 tables, and they kind of blend kind of weirdly, but it's okay if you have a bunch of stuff on them. So anyway, we'll go ahead and add some like wheat flours, and we'll spin them around a little bit and kind of then get some like a bundle of sticks for the fire. We'll go ahead and grab some food, basket of apples, sure, why not? Some bread, of course. We'll get some carrots in there, and then we'll resize the carrots to make them a little bit bigger. And then some eggplants there as well, because this farmer does a lot of deals with other farmers that are farming other things. That's a lot of what people did back then is one person who was good at farming one thing told the person, hey, I'll give you some of my product if you give me some of your product. And that's kind of how it was. Here I'm making a small cutting board, and we're gonna have a knife on there. We're gonna resize that so it kind of sticks out. We're gonna put some cut carrots there, making some dinner, and we're gonna put some plates. Let's put some plates and put some food on those plates. So we'll grab some buns, sure, and some eggs. Eggs make sense. And what you want to do with when it comes to like piles of stuff, you want to start with the outside and then go on the inside, because most of these items have shadows. So as you go on the outside, it looks as if the shadows are projected on the outside and then inward. So it looks like a pile of eggs. Here we're doing a orange carpet to match the pumpkin aesthetic. And then we're going to go ahead and do a lazy chair. We will, I think, find it in just searching for chair. No, we went with bottles. I was looking for a chair, but we went with bottles because we saw bottles. And I'm like, oh, gotta put bottles everywhere. And then a bookcase, of course, we need the bookcase. And the bookcase has to be a big bookcase, so it has to be, you know, within the square as well. You don't have to do within the square. I just like it because it looks very very symmetrical, very normal for a map. And here we're just putting some papers, or it may be a book. Sometimes I forget like why I'm like choosing between so many different things. And then I realize, I'm like, hey, I get it. There's a lot of assets at the time. Here we're gonna add some candles, I think. I wanted to do a candelabra, but that didn't make sense, so we added a candle. And then we added the curtains. Here we're adding some just regular orange curtains, putting them on the right setting. We're resizing, and then we're just duplicating them, because duplicating is probably the best thing you can do if you have like a custom thing that you did and you just want to repeat it, is just duplicate it. It's so much easier than doing it 100 times over and over. So there we go. And we're gonna go ahead and add that chair, which lo and behold I had to search up because again I just really couldn't find it. So we'll just put that chair right here. And here's when I think I realized, wait a minute, there's no bed. So let's just get rid of those, put those bottles on that table, and then put a bed here. And then I think we just typed in bed, got the regular bed, and then you want to again resize it because this bed's way too big. So we just put it right there. We resized it a little bit so that two people can really like lay down. And then we went with a small little stool for the side, and we're gonna put a candle on it, I think, or a vase. I think a vase, maybe a vase. Yes. Well, a vicus, a tree. And then I was like, nah, that doesn't make sense. There's no window there. It wouldn't grow. And why would they have a plant when they are a farmer inside? So I went with a pitcher, just a jug. So sure, if you want to call it a vase. And then we went ahead and grabbed a dresser to put in the front. So what you can do with these dressers is they can be ottomans as well. So you just change the settings a little bit. You just get it underneath the bed, and then you put things on top of it, like pillows. So I grabbed a couple pillows, and you just put some pillows on top, different colors, sure, why not? And there we go. So on the outside, we're going to go ahead and put we're gonna put some apple trees. I think we're gonna put some apple trees on the outside. We're gonna make a path as well. And all right, and now we're, sorry about that, kind of cut out real quick. But we should be at the part where we're adding like just a bunch of pumpkins and carts. Yeah, just a bunch of pumpkins and carts. Remember, do the outer layer kind of first, and then you can kind of add them wherever you see fit. They are just pumpkins. And then again, we wanted to add some trees, so we went with apple trees, and of course we resized back to 100. We added them kind of leading up to the pumpkin farm, and then that's pretty much it. And this is where we kind of went with a weird kind of pathing thing. So I turned the dirt down all the way down, and then what you can do is you can just kind of skirt the wheels where they could have gone. You just follow them, and you kind of make some squiggles here, some squiggles there, and then you take that dirt and you kind of do it over the squiggles that you just did, kind of indicating that it's a path that was traveled. And then you kind of move it around, and then you just basically blend everything kind of together. Here's me doing it all over again, and hopefully that's at least doable. Kind of add some green patches here and there, and then we'll go ahead and add some grass. So the finished product is a little different. We added some twigs, some stones. Again, I thought you guys didn't really need to see all the simple things that you can do to add detail to your map. I added some barrels, some empty barrels, and I filled them with apples around the trees, and then kind of touched up the area a little bit. But honestly, I didn't do much past the recording of me like creating this map. But anyway, that is a completed pumpkin patch for your D&D games. Again, you can throw a night filter on this, add some smoke or some clouds to kind of give it that spooky vibe as well. But that is a finished product, a finished map for you guys, and that will be with all my other maps available on the Patreon. Don't feel obligated to join it. I'm just promoting it because it is mine. It's $1. You get all the maps, and if you stay on for $1 a month, you get every map that like is in the future, obviously, for every video. So every video I do, I upload it, and then it's part of the map collection. I think it's called the Little Black Mage, and it's just $1 a month, and you get full access to pretty much my entire map catalog, which currently ranges, I want to say, around 30 maps. Trying to get that number up, but obviously got to make you guys more videos. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things that make the LilDM that much bigger. And I want to thank you very much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next one.